and welcome to another episode of Danbro Business in Conversation. Today we're here with the founder of Media Collective, Jez Currin, and he's going to be talking to us about his business and his entrepreneurial journey. So I was just wondering whether you can start by telling us a little bit about yourself and Media Collective and the business, and yeah.
Sure. So the Media Collective originally started as just me doing freelance graphic design. Mm-hmm. I came out of a job. I'd just been trained in product design, got a job doing furniture design and designing kitchens, but realized that wasn't really for me. So yeah, launched out as a freelance graphic designer, and really the company just grew around me and grew from there.
Yeah, amazing. So it's with the educational system, isn't it? It's all to do with schools and improving and the image and things like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
So did you have any experience with the educational sector beforehand, or?
No.
No, none at all? None
at all. And actually initially we didn't start in that sector. We just, you start with anything you can get, don't you?
Yeah.
And so the educational side of it, we kind of fell into a little bit by accident.
Okay.
So we got involved in a community project actually that was renovating and transforming a local secondary school. There was about 1,000 volunteers that were all turned up to paint the school and make it better. It was really a lovely project, and so we thought, what could we do at that time? We'd just bought some printing equipment, and we're looking at kind of developing into 3D, or not 3D, but large format printing. And so we thought actually we could provide some graphics. We could do some finishing touches here, and so we did that, and it was really well received, and it grew from there. Really
took off. Oh my gosh! So with that, would you say like you need experience in the field that you're going to go into if you want to start your own business, or what would you say personally because of your journey and your experience?
I'd probably have to say you don't necessarily need it because we didn't. I think it's important to have as clear an understanding of what you want to do as possible.
Yeah.
And for us, it was important that we kind of could see or were able to pivot at those flex points. So for us, we realized actually working with the education sector is really enjoyable. We enjoy that, and the more schools we got referred into, the more we realized this really suits us.
Okay.
And so over the years, then we consciously made a decision to pivot away from or any other sectors and focus purely on education. That was our journey.
All right, okay. So with all that in mind, what inspired you to go off on your own and start your own business?
I think for me, I realized that I wasn't a very good employee.
Right, okay.
I used to describe it as I was continually frustrated. Not that I was making mistakes, but that I didn't have the authority to fix the mistakes.
Right, okay.
The system of the business I was in meant that I just felt restricted. And so for me, I needed to be able to own and fix and kind of create my own mess and know how to clean it up. And I'm not sure if that's described it very well, but it's kind of the freedom to take the risk, and if it fails, that you can go, okay, great, I know how to fix that.
Yeah,
I've got to fix that.
Yeah.
Rather than hiding behind this kind of your boss or your boss's boss, and that created a bit of tension for me, and I didn't like it. I wanted to
start on your own.
I wanted to start on my own and make my own mistakes essentially, and learn and push out and take my own risks.
Definitely.
I think probably it was the risk taking. There wasn't any chance to take the risks I wanted to take.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. So with that, how did you, if you don't mind me asking, how did you come up with the funds for your business? Did it come externally, or was it just you?
So I had a very good, well, I've still got a very good friend. he's still part of the business to a degree. He he had a vision. Actually, he wanted to start a company at the same time. He didn't really know what it was, and we got to talking, and I was like, this is what I want to do. He backed me. He put some money in, and effectively got the business up and running. You know, a little bit of seed money, and actually he's been amazing. He's always believed in my ideas. Even when, you know, one of them was to, you know, we temporarily pivoted into software development.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was very exciting, but ultimately it didn't. You know, it didn't work. But yeah, he backed that and was just been an amazing champion, really, of me.
Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice. So with the business, how did you go about marketing it and like getting it to where it is today?
Yeah, that's a great question, because marketing hasn't been our strong suit, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
It's difficult. It's difficult marketing to schools. That's what we found.
Yeah.
And so we've tried lots of different things. The most successful marketing that we've done has just been building referrals.
Okay.
So actually, most of our work comes word of mouth, or schools seeing our work in another school and going, where did you get that? And you know,
like word of mouth.
Word of mouth, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
We've over the years put money into various campaigns, and they've never really worked.
Okay.
We have done, you know, exhibitions and, you know, all of the normal stuff, and seen moderate success. But actually, what we really want is organic recommendations, word of mouth, referrals, all of that kind of stuff. Because actually, we've realised that they bring the best clients to us anyway.
Right. Okay.
They tend to bring the ones that stay with us and spend well with us.
Loyal clients.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Right. So with your vision of that, do you think you will devote any more time to strategy and marketing, or?
Yeah, I'm always thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, because I am thinking there's got to be a way to crack this a bit wider open. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you know, I'm also looking at that going, as a company, who do we want to be as well? And I think how you market yourself massively plays into that. Mm-hmm. So we could spend, you know, X% of our revenue on marketing, but actually then we've got to just jack our prices up to cover that, to cover that expense, and it can become a bit of a you know, a false economy in some respects. You know, you've got to spend this much just to bring in the revenue to cover your marketing costs. So for me, I think our ongoing strategy, if you like, is just going to be build better relationships.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that suits us.
Yeah, down to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
So most entrepreneurs say that starting a business is really stressful and you have a lot of anxiety that comes with it. Was this the same for you? And like, how do you deal with that?
I have to say, I didn't notice it being stressful.
Okay.
And I started the business at one of those times that everyone says you shouldn't. I just had a new baby and just moved house.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Triple whammy.
Triple whammy, yeah. But for me, it wasn't stressful. It was hard work, but that's okay. The stress, I mean, my wife probably will have something to say, because she, you know, for a while I was like, I don't believe in stress anyway. Yeah. You know, I quickly learned that it does exist. And, you know, there have been moments where it has been stressful, don't get me wrong, but that moment where I launched it, I was more excited. I was more like, actually, this is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to jump in and take this risk, and for me, that energized me more than anything. Oh, right,
okay. So is that how you manage when like it comes to stress and things like that? You just kind of get on with it, like you don't think about it, or?
When it comes to stressful situations, I rely a lot on my Christian faith.
All right, okay.
That relationship I have with God gets me through a lot
Yeah.
You know, when things look like I should be pulling my hair out, I should be stressing at this, you know, to have a place to go where I can take that and leave it and go, actually, God, you know, I believe you're with me.
Yeah.
Here it is. You say don't worry.
Yeah.
And I believe that you don't want me to worry. So here's all the things I'm worrying about. I'll leave that with you, and I'm gonna crack on and believe that you're with me.
So that's kind of like your relief, like that's where you go to release all the stress and things like that.
That's a massive part of my relief. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I've got people to talk to as well. I've got wise, you know, friends, and there's you know, that helps a lot to just be able to talk some stuff through. But you know, there are things that still pile up inside us, or can pile up inside us, aren't there? That we need to just get out. Otherwise, they'll.
No, definitely, 100%. So similar to that, with your employees, how conscious are you of like mental health and their well-being and things like that?
Yeah, well, I hope I'm very, very conscious. Especially seeing as we've just come through the pandemic, and you know, I'd say it's been a few years now, hasn't it? But that was a real eye opener, wasn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, we've got a fairly young team.
Okay.
But I'm aware, you know, and I'm more aware that we're all just people. We're all, you know, the humanity of it all. One of our values is actually, you know, connectedness, which is that understanding that you know, we're human.
Yeah.
We're human. We have lives beyond work, and sometimes it's hard not to bring that in. And sometimes, you know, I've had, you know, a whole gamut of emotions to deal with at work, and I understand that you know, that happens. So we offer every employee a health care plan that includes mental health. What's the word? Like just a, you know, an access point that, you know, they can go and get counselling, and there's a whole range of services they can access there if they need that. They're always welcome to come to me. I'll have chats with them. We also, the way we operate the business and the amount of work we take on and the amount of work and we demand of our employees as well, I think that really plays into it as well. So we don't expect anyone to stay late. These are the hours. You can go on the dot. You don't have to get there early. You know, there's work to do, but you know, you've got a life beyond, so we can be flexible around that. If you can't make it in the next day for, you know, because you've got to fix your car, then go and fix your car. You know, so that there's just in how we relate and how we how we do the day-to-day work with our employees. You know, I hope there's a lot of flexibility to accommodate the fact that people have lives.
Working around situations.
Right? Life's already hard enough. Let's not make it harder.
I know, definitely.
So,
so with that, how do you like motivate your team to be the best versions of themselves? Do you have any strategies, team working programs, anything?
So we go through each employee with the Strengths Finder program. So I don't know if you've heard of that. So each employee knows it identifies their top 5 strengths, and we try and work with those to go, these are your best kind of 5. This is your super your super skills, and we try and manage people around those strengths rather than going, this is what you're not doing. We'll talk about that fairly often. Sometimes we bring in consultants to help, you know, with us unpacking what that looks like for each individual, or with teams working together. What does that mix of strengths look like for you? How do we get the best out of you? How does that, you know, how can we mature that strength in you so that you can develop and be better? And then we constantly remind our team as well. There's 3 things we're striving for. We're striving for kind of defect-free, in a timely manner. with kindness.
Yeah.
And so the defect free is all about kind of it's the excellence part of what we do. So we always want to be pushing for that. So we're always talking about like how can we better.
Yeah.
Our value agile is all around that as well. It's around continually, striving for excellence within yourself, and we'll talk about that in daily stand-ups or in monthly
meetings,
check-ins or
things like that.
exactly.
Okay, lovely. So when you founded the business in 2003, since then what have you learned about people and your clients and stuff like that? Like, could you tell us about your experiences with people and communication?
Okay, yeah. I think I've learned most about myself as a person.
All right, okay.
Which is that doing business kind of brings you face to face, or certainly leading business brings you face to face with the things inside yourself that you need to grab on, fix or I'm constantly having a chat with myself because I'm like, why did that affect me so much? So there's that emotional intelligence part of developing as a person that I've has been a big part of my journey. And then because of that, I guess I'm looking at other people going, oh, okay, so you're reacting like that because perhaps this, so I can cut you some slack there. But we'll have a conversation about it. I think I've learned to be better at negotiating those awkward moments in life, those difficult conversations, by understanding that journey in myself.
Like personal development, isn't it?
Personal development, exactly. And so it comes with, I think early on in business, I was a lot less confident in saying, this is who we are, this is what we do. It might not suit you, so like it or not, you can work with us or not. Whereas now we're a lot further down that journey, and we've got a much more matured identity. We know how we work, we know what works for us. We can, for example, if it's not working very well with the client, I'm much more able to say, this isn't working, this is why, this is what we need from you. If you want us to do a good job, let me tell you how that looks for us. And if that's not for you, then fine. We'll part ways. But so it's been helpful for that, because the better I get at that, I've realized as well, the clearer it is for the team. And the more they feel supported, I guess.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so what is the best thing about owning your own business to you personally? What is it?
It probably comes back to that pioneering, risk taking. I get to shape something. I get to say
your own freedom.
Exactly. Okay. So I can decide how the business runs, what kind of values we have, how we're going to act, how we're going to and just you get to make some nice big decisions around that.
Okay. Cool. So what, for any budding entrepreneurs out there, what would the one piece of advice be that you would give them if they wanted to start their own business?
The one piece of advice I would give is try and be as clear as you can as early on as to what you want to do. And what you want it to look like, because once you start, it's relentless. So you don't you don't have a lot of time then to revisit. So if you've got a really clear idea of the shape of the business you want to make, whether that's more kind of values based and how it looks, or what you actually want to do, or what you want to achieve, get that into as simple a form as possible, so that you can remember it every day. You don't have to
keep going back
to a document that's just stuck in a drawer somewhere.
Okay.
That will be your guiding guiding light, I guess, is just that clarity. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So our last question is, and we ask everybody this, what would you define as success personally and like in your everyday life?
Okay, success for me looks like loving well.
Okay.
And I guess in a business context, that looks like caring for my staff.
Yeah.
And so that sense of building a business that has them at the center, building a business that acts with kindness, building a business that, you know, just is considerate and looks after, you know, staff, clients, the environment, you know, as much as possible. So, that would be.
Oh, okay, amazing. Well, that's the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for coming on, Jez.
No problem.
It's been amazing having you. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.